Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem HaKakodash. And I want to say Shalom to Akimakwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled, E loves to pass the blame. Okay, E loves to pass the blame. And E, of course, referring to Esau, all right, the so-called white man, all right, which we don't, base off of color, but through lineage, okay? It just so happens to be that a lot of them look like the so-called white people today, okay? And most of the so-called white people today are Edomites, okay? As that's how they looked when they came out, all right? It was red all over, all right? And it's not white, okay? These letters are white, all right? So-called white people are pinkish red, okay? And that's how the Bible described Esau as coming out. So it's not more so about the skin color as it is the lineage. Okay, the skin color can be used to give what's the word, like a little, probably they might, more than likely might be an Edomite, but you might have to look into it because they might not be. Okay, just like a lot of the time you see melanated individuals that look like so-called what they would call Negroes or black folk today, right, are Israelites, all right, through, Judah. Most of them are Judah, but not all of them are Judah. Some might be Gad, and Gad goes back to, Gad is the true name and the true tribe of the so-called Native American Indians, okay? So, and they don't, not every so-called black person, people like, man, come on, Jamie Foxx, all right? They just look like, so-called black people, but could really just be a Gadite, all right? A Native American. And you wouldn't know, all right, because it all goes back to lineage, okay? It all goes back to lineage. So I wanted to get that and make that evident, evident and perfectly clear, okay? Because a lot of these people, you're just talking shit about white people all the time. Yeah, white people, as in so-called white people going back to the Edomites, okay? I myself is so-called, I would be considered so-called white, okay, because of the way I look, all right? Unless it's in the summer when I have more of a tan, okay? But I'm not an Edomite, all right? I'm an Israelite, all right, and I believe myself to go back to the tribe of Judah. So, but if you looked back in my lineage, all right, you would seem to see, more than likely, so-called Mexican, okay? But I don't believe we go back to Issachar. Issachar being the, the tribe who the so-called Mexicans really are. I don't believe we go back to Issachar. I believe we go back to Judah. So, E loves to pass the blame, all right? E, all right, regardless of what color they are, whether they're white-looking or chocolate-covered Edomites, they're Edomites, okay? And most of them are so-called white folk, all right? And they love to pass the blame, all right? Anything that they do, they're going to say that you do, okay? If they're, an Edophile, all right, you put a P on that, all right, they're going to say that Jake is, okay? If they're, ex-traffickers, all right, put an S on that one, they're going to say that Jake is, okay? If they're, doing weird stuff with animals, they're going to say, oh, they do weird stuff with animals, right? They're going to say that Jake do, okay? E loves to pass the blame, and they call us, violent when they're violent. They call us criminals when they're criminals, right? And that's what they do. Oh, you're on welfare. They're on welfare, all right? They always try to, that's the one thing that they say, all right? They always try to say, oh, all these so-called Mexicans on welfare. And then if you look at the statistics, the so-called white person is the one that's the most on welfare, but they try to say our people, all right, regardless of what tribe, Israelites in general, right? Regardless of what tribe, whether it's, Manasseh or Ephraim or Judah or Gad or whoever they try to place the blame on, it's always on an Israelite. They try to say, oh, they did it. They did it. They did it. They're the ones that did it. They started it. No. And all the things that we started, all the things that they started, they say we started. And all the things we started, they say they started. Fried chicken, oh yeah, well, fried chicken, we made fried chicken, And then what about guns? Well, we didn't really make guns. Oh, we didn't. That wasn't a thing, and doing weird abominations. That wasn't us. That was the Israelites. They'll try to make all sorts of lies, and I just came up with that one, right? But they'll try to, say different type of, come up with different type of shit, all right, to pass the blame. All right, so what is passing the blame? Let's look up pass the blame, all right? Pass the blame. Move this microphone up. What is passing the blame? Meaning, okay? Passing the blame, to avoid taking responsibility for something by placing the fault on someone else. Okay, essentially shifting the blame to another person is like saying it wasn't me, it was them, when you know you were involved. Okay, it says to shift the blame from oneself to another person. Oh, these black people are just so vile and just so disgusting, and they're just criminal. And these black men, they're just disgusting, and they're just perverts, and they're just, and they're passing the blame because that's them. All right, another word for this would be projecting. Okay. Projecting, all right, is a defense mechanism where a person unconsciously or consciously, and it's consciously for them, attributes their own thoughts, feelings, or behaviors to another person or group. All right, and we're the group, all right, Israelites. Okay, it says, and it can be a way to cope with difficult emotions such as fear, guilt, or shame. And so no, they are. Okay, and it's more of not, they don't really have no shame or guilt. But they, the shame as far as embarrassment, they don't want to be seen as the bad guys. So no, it's them. They're the ones that do it. Not us, it's them. You're projecting, all right? You're passing the blame. And E loves to pass the blame. And this is the blame that's being passed today. All right, this is from Ragala Yasharali. Yahweh Shai is coming back 144,000. It's titled, but black men are the sexual deviants of society. All right? And I've heard about this, actually. I heard about this. I can't remember how I heard about it. I think I heard about it from Reddit and with someone referencing it, and I didn't necessarily knew what they were talking about. They're saying, they said something along the lines of, I need the money, but if my boss, pulled out his shit and nutted on me, then I just have to quit my job, right? It said something like that. Now, I didn't know this was speaking about a situation that really happened at the time when I heard it. I didn't know what the hell was being said. I was gonna be like, damn, okay, well, I guess, yeah, if you're in a situation like that, then, maybe, yeah, you probably want to quit your job. But I didn't know they actually had a whole investigation going on with the whole thing about it. I didn't really look into it, yeah, man. So I'm gonna let this roll. I'm allowed to use this under the Fair Use Act, all right? And a matter of fact, let me go and get the Fair Use Act. Let me go read my little script. Give me a minute. Where is it at? This is a little copyright disclaimer that I put together. I usually post it under in the description. All right, but I'll go ahead and read it. All right, copyright disclaimer: the content featured in this YouTube channel is intended for religious teaching purposes. All right, under Section 107 of the Copyright Act Law 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, so this is nonprofit. We don't make any money. All right, it's educational and used for religious instruction. Okay, that's it. This channel does not monetize any of its videos. I don't make money off of any of these videos. All right, they're free. All right, they're private religious lessons. All right, I don't need to make no money off of them. All right, make not my Father's house a place of merchandise, right? It says, and all content is used solely for educational or religious purposes. Any copyright material used in this channel remains the property of its respective owners. Okay? You can use ChatGPT to generate you one of them. All right, that's what I did. Yeah, man, and look, see, the brothers even got one. Okay? Yeah, you see, he probably used the same thing. All right, this is he probably used the same thing because it said use the tips to balance in favor of fair use. This is an attempt to express free speech in a racist country with racist corporations and companies in control of authority, which is difficult. I like his videos intended to offer biblical and historical pattern of abuse from those in authority, forcibly pressed onto conquered peoples. I like that. That's a good one. So yeah, this is this is the brother's channel. I don't know if brother. I guess I'm assuming he would be considered a brother. All right, I haven't seen anything that would prove otherwise. But his other channel, I believe, got taken down. So this is the one now, and it's good for videos like for because I searched it out. I went out and searched it out again because I used to love his channel because I used to make a lot of lessons. It's good for topics, okay, and to do lessons on. And I stumbled back there a couple days ago, or a day or so ago, or yesterday. I believe it was yesterday. And this video came up. I said, all right, I'm gonna do it on this. So that's enough talking. I've been talking and rambling for about, what, 10 minutes now? I'm going to go ahead and play this video, all right, so we can get to the scriptures. All right, so here we go. I'm going to let this roll.
More about a Northeast Arkansas physician who had his license suspended. The suspension of Dr. David Diffeney stemmed from a complaint sent into the state medical board in July related to alleged inappropriate sexual contact in one of his medical offices. We sent in a Freedom of Information Act request to the Arkansas State Medical Board to get access to Diffeney's file. According to the investigator's report, Diffeney denied all of the claims listed in the complaint. Macy Davis joins us now, breaking down what we learned.
The board received the complaint on July 17th. It included multiple video files, and we do want to warn you the video is graphic. We have censored it due to the explicit content. Anyone who might be sensitive to this content may want to change the channel. According to board documents, this video was taken in 2019 at Diffeney Family Practice in Blytheville. In it, Dr. David Diffeney can be seen walking around naked, including in the hallway between patient rooms. Another video clip sent in shows him in the receptionist area walking around 3 women and performing a sex act directly in front of one of the women. The clip ends with him ejaculating on her. According to the documents we received, not only did the woman work in Diffeney's office as a lab tech for another company, she was one of his patients. According to the person who sent the board the videos, this all happened during business hours. They also claimed Diffeney used his, quote, position of power, sexual grooming, salary increases to groom employees and patients into repulsive acts. At least one person agrees. Dr. Bradley Diner with the Arkansas Medical Foundation wrote, quote, the pervasive behavior leads to concerns about a sexual compulsive disorder of paraphilia, which may in fact cross boundaries with his delivery of...
See, now they're saying, and see, this is the thing with Esau, man. See, everything has always got to be a disorder with them. If it was Jake, if it was a so-called Negro, they'd say, oh, he's a filthy, vile, animalistic beast, and they blah 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 blah. If it was a so-called, a so-called Mexican, they would say, oh, this is just how they do in their country because they're vile and filthy. But when every time it's a white person, an Edomite, okay, it's always all, it could be, there could be a sexual compulsive disorder at hand, all right, which is causing him to cross boundaries, and it's shut the fuck up, man. All right, that's a bunch of bullshit. That's all you. It's always, if it's a black shooter, he was a violent criminal raised by thugs. If it was a so-called Mexican, they'd say, oh, he was a cartel member. He was a violent cartel member in Mexican gangs. If it's a white person, how can we help society with these young men? They're just so emotionally distressed that's causing them to act, out of character. Shut the fuck up with that, man. You're a vile beast. You've always been a vile beast. All right, and you always will be a vile beast. And you're over here trying to say, oh, well, maybe it's just a compulsive... It's not a disorder. The disorder is that you're an Edomite, okay? And you're profane, you're vile, you're disgusting, you're lowest of the low, okay? You're a base man. And you're disgusting. You're a disgusting, filthy creature, man. And you're walking around just fucking, ejaculating on people. And then this nasty motherfucker, look, he goes for a slice of pizza. Reaches his nasty ass hands up in here. Look.
Agrees. Dr. Bradley Diner with the Arkansas Medical Foundation wrote, quote, the pervasive behavior leads...
How you gonna whack off and then not even wash your hands and you go and grab a slice of pizza in a box that other people are eating it? And then and you're doing that shit on a... This is Esau, man. This is Esau. At least
one person agrees. Dr.
That's Esau right there for you. All right? And you see he's doing it to Jake's. Okay?
Bradley Diner with the Arkansas Medical Foundation wrote,
well, this person seemed to be like a Edomite or whatever. They had white skin, but...
The pervasive behavior leads to concerns about a sexual compulsive disorder of paraphilia, which may in fact cross boundaries with his delivery of medical care. An investigator with the Arkansas Department of Health interviewed Dr. Diffeney in September. According to the report from that interview, Dr. Diffeney was informed there were video clips of his actions. Dr. Diffeney said, quote, I don't know anything about that at all. I'd have to see those things to have any idea what you're talking about. End
liar.
Quote.
Liar. He's also a liar.
8 News attempted to call...
Don't get a liar. Well, we got plenty of them here, so, Let's finish the video. We got plenty of them.
Define at his various offices for a comment. We also called his personal phone number and left a voicemail. We received no response. So we went to his home to see if he would answer our questions.
I'm gonna ring one more time.
We noticed a vehicle near his home at the time. No one came to the door. I also reached out to his cell phone through text after we stopped by, but we did not get a response back. This isn't the first time Define has been investigated by the medical board. Earlier this year, someone complained about what Define calls his naturist activities. In the January complaint, the board was informed that Define was posting nude photos of himself on his social media accounts. The complainant included screenshots from Define's Instagram account, Naked Dr. Dave. In his response to the board, Define said he is a naturist, and his accounts were well known to the naturist community. He cited the practice as promoting acceptance and body positivity, adding, quote, "We do not shame, sexualize, fear, or negatively stigmatize the naked body." He added that there was, quote, "no crossover whatsoever with my professionalism while practicing medicine and my naturist activities," end quote. During its June meeting, the board chose not to take any action and decided to save the documentation as information only and add it to his file for future reference.
If this was a Jake, they would have been fired instantly. All right, if they were doing that type of behavior and posting naked videos of themselves or naked photos of themselves online on Instagram for everybody to see and calling themselves Naked Dr. Jerome, all right, then guess what? They would have been fired. The board would have taken their ass off. They would have lost their license. Everything would have been done. Lost, not suspended. Mind you, this guy didn't even lose his license. They just suspended his license. They would have took that shit away, revoked it, boom, bam, done. You would have never been able to be a doctor again if you were darker than a manila envelope, man. All right, never would have allowed you to do something like that. Okay, and this just shows you Edomite's privilege, man. Not white privilege, Edomite privilege. Okay, because even if you're a brown-looking Edomite, you're still gonna have that privilege. It's just for some reason. For some reason, you know, Jerome, we just think you're a nice guy. You know, you're not like the other ones. All right, and that's what's gonna happen to you. And Jake would have been done, man. You would have been fired. You would have had an investigation. You would have been a lawsuit. You'd be on a sex offender registry. You'd be on, man. They would have. Geez, man. You know, they would have done the whole 9 yards to you. But this Edomite, nope, nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Define has also been investigated in the past for allegations surrounding illegally distributing pain medications.
And he's a drug dealer. And he's a witch. And he's a witch.
License was temporarily suspended in 2017 while the board investigated those claims of overprescribing. The board sent Define a letter saying they found no evidence of a violation of the Arkansas Medical Practices Act and closed the investigation. In Missouri in 2011, Define entered in.
Again, if Jake was giving out painkillers like that, like just illegally, man, oh geez, shut down and arrested and put in prison.
To a deferred prosecution agreement after he was investigated by the medical board and criminally charged for allegedly illegally distributing pain medications. Criminal charges were dropped and Define agreed not to practice medicine in Missouri for 3 years. In 2013, the Missouri State Board of Registration for the Healing Arts closed the matter before the medical board and took no action. On October 14th, the Arkansas State Medical Board suspended Define's license related to the videos submitted in July. His hearing is set for December 6th. We will be there to provide further updates. In studio, Macy Davis, K8 News.
This is sexual assault. Lock him up. Throw away the key. All right. So let's get Hebrews 12 and 16, because this is who this devil is. It says, "Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright." All right, profane, very profane person. Now we're gonna have the word pornos here, all right, which that should sound familiar. That's where that word porno comes from. And it says, "A man who prostitutes his body through another's lust for hire, a male prostitute, or a man who indulges in unlawful sexual intercourse, a fornicator." Now he is that as well, but he's also called a fornicator. Now there's another word for fornicator, and it's not this word pornos, it's the word porneia, all right, or porneia, all right, and it's porneia, all right, Greek, all right, okay. And you're going to see it right here, porneia or porneia.
Strong's G 4202. Porneia. Porneia.
All right. Goes back to illicit sexual intercourse, adultery, fornication, homosexuality, laziness, right? Intercourse with animals, etc. Anything that's vile, right? Sexual intercourse with close relatives, sexual intercourse with a divorced woman, not man, because that's not supposed to be in there. Metaphorically, the worship of idols, all right? And that's who this devil is, all right? They are a fornicator. They are a profane person. Okay, what does profane mean? Profane means profane, unhallowed, okay? Commonplace, all right? Commonry, all right? The shit of the world, all right? Profane of men, ungodly, all right? Unhallowed, okay? Ungodly, wicked, right? Heathenish, wicked. And it is heathenish because they are heathens, okay? They are heathens. If you're not an Israelite, you are a heathen, okay? And that's what they are, man. And yet they keep on trying to pass the blame on Jake, okay? Constantly. And they're just disgusting. They're a vile, let's go and get base men. All right. Lift this up more. Okay. Job 38, it says, and you can tell who they were because they, were up in here. Okay, you can go up here, and this is going to show you Job in 30 and 6. So Obadiah chapter 1 says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom, all right? And Edom, whose name was, Esau's name was later changed to Edom. So it says, we have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. So this is showing you that they're heathens, and also, it's speaking of the Edomites. Now, in verse 3, it says, actually, let's go and get 2, because that shows a lot too. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. So even among the other heathens, all right, Moab, the so-called Chinese, Ammon, the so-called Japanese, all right, Ishmael, the so-called Middle Easterners, all right, those Arabs, all right, Esau is the smallest among them. They are the lowest of the low. They are base men. They are the bottom of the bottom, okay, as we're going to get in a minute. But they are the bottom of the bottom, okay? In verse 3, it tells you, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Now, if you need more, it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, you can look at president. I spelt it all wrong, but it'll correct it. Presidential seal. All right, what do you have? The eagle, okay? The eagle, okay? Now, going back, it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Now, these are these Edomite devils, man. They use that eagle in everything. It's on the money. All right, if you look up a quarter, it's on there. Now, you're going to see this word e pluribus unum. All right, we're going to look at that. E pluribus unum. And what language is this in? E pluribus unum is a Latin phrase that means out of many, one. Okay, and the other thing you're going to see it on, all right, you can see it, is on a quarter. And what is on the quarter? You're also going to see this eagle. Now, what if I go and look up a Roman dinar, okay? A Roman denarius, all right? Or a denarius, however you want to call it. You're going to see that it looks an awful lot like a quarter. Now, one of these, I almost called it a quarter, and that's basically what it is. One of these denarius, all right, had an eagle on it, okay? And it looked like this, all right? And there's a couple different designs of it, all right? But this is right here. This is a Vespasian, all right, 75 AD eagle, all right, and you can see it. It has a man on one side and an eagle on the other side, okay? Man on the other side, and you have, a Latin written on it, okay? This shows you that this society is formulated upon the remnants of Rome, all right, after its destruction, okay? And these people are the Romans. They're the same people, and the Romans were Edomites. Okay, and these people are the same people coming back, okay, because reincarnation is a biblical concept, okay, regardless if you believe it or not, okay? You can go and look up, there's nothing new under the sun, okay? What can be said? This has been already. It had been. This is new. It had been already of old time. Roughly paraphrasing. Are we not under the sun? All right. What about us? We would say we're new. We've been born. We're new people. We've been of an old time. Okay. Everything under the sun. All right. Is nothing's new under the sun. Okay. Everything under the sun had existed at one point before. All right. Concepts, people, places, and things. Okay, we had old Babylon, we have new Babylon. You have old Egypt, you have spiritual Egypt. You had old Sodom and Gomorrah, now you have new spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah. Right? You had the Romans, now you have the modern day Romans. All right, the Americans. Okay, so there you go. Believe it, don't believe it, doesn't matter to me. All right, those that'll receive it will receive it. Those that don't, they're not part of the elect anyway. So, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Or saith the Lord, Slakia. So going back and here in Job 30 and 6, now it says right up here, where were we? Right here, going down into verse, coming up into verse 7 and 8 and 9. We'll read up from verse 5. It says, they were driven forth from among men. They were driven away, right? And they end up living in caves and stuff like that. It says they cried after them as after a thief. Verse 6, to dwell, they were driven away. They were driven forth from men to dwell in cliffs. They were ran out, all right? They were, like pitchforks and torches, all right, chased out, and they were forced to live in, like it says, to dwell on the cliffs of the, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys and caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Okay, going back into Obadiah chapter 1, you can see that this is the same person that's being talked about, these Edomites, the so-called white man today. And it says in verse 7, among the bushes they brayed, and under the nettles they were gathered together. Now, what is braying? All right, that's actually an animal sound, okay?
Bray.
Of a donkey or a mule, utter a bray, okay? So they're animalistic. These people are animalistics. Are animalistic individuals, all right? They're not even really almost even men. They are men, but they're damn near not. They're animalistic. Now, they always call, when you see Jake act a fool, they say, oh, they're fucking animals. These fucking animals, they should be put down like dogs, these animals. Well, you're the one who's living in caves, all right, like a fucking bear, all right? You're the one who's braying in bushes. Hee-haw, hee-haw. That's you. That's you. That's you. It's not us. All right, it's not the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We don't have any documentation of us doing that. You're the ones that are out there fucking munching juniper berries off of a bush. You're the ones living in a cave. All right, you're the one braying in bushes, not us. All right, not us. That's not on us, man. That's not on us, man. All right, verse 7, among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together, living in bushes and caves and shit. That's you. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. There you go. You're base man. You're a base man. You're like the I like to always you're like the regular game before it has its expansion pack. You're the regular game before it even got its update. You know, when you get that game and it's got fucking bugs and glitches in it and it's not quite fixed and there's glitches and the game crashes and you go to do a quest and the quest don't work because it's broken because they didn't program it right. You're that. You don't have none of the upgrades. You don't have the fixes. You don't have the be able to do a jump shot upgrade. You don't have the be able to dance upgrade. You don't have the soul upgrade, right? You don't have soul. You have a soul, but you don't have soul. You have a soul, but you don't have soul. All right? You can't sing in rhythm for shit. All right? You can't do nothing, man. And if you do, well, look at Eminem. He can do it just as well as you. That's because he's a Jake. Remember, it's not about skin color. Not all the time, it's not. He's an Israelite. You want to know why? Because he's got the moves, he's got the style, he's got the walk, he's got the talk. All right? If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, guess what? Must be a duck. If it looks like a Jake, acts like a Jake, walks, talks, and does all these things like a Jake, must be a Jake, huh? It ain't you. Damn sure ain't you. All right? You have a couple rappers. You have Bad Baby. All right? You have Little Dicky, right? You have them. You can keep them. You have them. Make do with your people. All right, then sure, they're not going to be hitting any lists, all right? And yeah, most of their fame comes from being laughed at, but, I mean, you have them. Who else do you have? I mean, you got them. I mean, you got, like, Garth Brooks, right? Who else do you have? What other rappers do you have? Most of those rappers are our people, but, I mean, you probably got a couple other ones. You know, I mean, Bad Baby's probably your big one, right? Let's go and see. Let's go and listen to some Bad Baby real quick. Let's see. You know, she's one of yours. She's one of your people. She's a small hat, right? She's an Amalek. So you can go ahead. Let's see. Let's see. This is your people.
Started from the bottom, but I still make boss. Did this shit without them, and I still make off. Credit line says I keep the bill paid off.
That's yours. You can have her. You can have her. You know. How about that? You can have her. You know, that's yours. So don't try to claim ours, man. Well, we have plenty of white rappers. You know, we have Eminem. We have what's his name? Logic. All right, and Logic ain't even white. His daddy black. So I don't know what you're talking about, but no, he looks like us, so he must be us. That ain't how it works, man. That ain't how it works. Okay? And this is you. This is you right here. Job 38:8. This is you. You're violet in the earth. All right? You're base man. You don't have none of the upgrades, none of the fixes, nothing. You're just base man. You're just, that's it. Low as you can get. You can't get lower than that. I said, yeah, a turd's better than Esau because a turd can be useful. Okay? A turd, you put a turd in your garden, guess what? Now it's going to become like manure, and that's going to fertilize plants. It's going to help them grow. Esau, everything they touch turns to shit. They just fuck everything up. Okay? Now they prosper in wealth, but as far as, you know, when it comes to natural stuff, you know, having you know, herbs and medicines and natural plants, well, you should just add a chemical. It'll make it grow faster. Let it grow. Let it take its natural time. It'll get there. Let's add a chemical. It'll make it grow faster, and you'll get bigger fruit. Let it grow naturally. Don't fuck with it. Don't touch it. You know, well, just don't. You don't have to put it in it. Just put it in the soil. Stop fucking with the soil. Don't do that. Well, maybe if you put something in the water, no, just let it grow. Let it be natural. Let it take its course. All right, it'll grow in time. Good things come to those that wait. All right, so you just gotta wait, man. Let it grow naturally. But Esau gotta fuck with it. You got meat. You got deer meat. You know, not deer. They don't really do it with deer because, you know, they don't really cultivate deer in a commercial setting like that I know of. I mean, I'm sure they do in some cases, you know, on smaller scale, but the most ones dairy farms, right? With cows. You can't just have a regular cow. You got to inject it with steroids and human growth hormone and all these other things and antibiotics, and it's ridiculous. It wouldn't need antibiotics if you weren't, you know, doing all the shit that was making them sick. Okay? And then you can't even drink the milk raw. You have to pasteurize it and boil it because it'll make you sick if you even drink it raw, right? So that's, you know, and you can drink it sometimes, but your body has to get built up to that, and you're more likely to get sick. Now, some Jake might say, oh, you should drink raw milk. Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend drinking raw milk. Okay? Now, yes, raw milk, biblically, yes, would be very probably decent for you. Most of the time we were eating, from what I've heard, we were using goat milk. But, yeah, cow milk probably would have been fine, all right, if you were drinking it raw like that. But the problem is that nowadays, all right, the cow, back then, yeah, you could probably do raw milk, and that would be better for you. You'd never want it treated, okay? But things have to be pasteurized now because the way that they're cultivated and the way that they're raised, all right, they're in sick living conditions, and that you have to have that basically burn out. Okay, that's why they have to treat water. Treating water, yeah, you have to have water treatment centers. You have to treat water because you can't drink none of the water. No way it is, because it's all diseases, it's all polluted. All right, cyanobacteria, microbacteria, brain-eating amoeba, right? All these different things that grow in the water, meningitis. All right, all these different crazy things can happen from the water. All right, so now you have to treat the water before you can even drink the water. Okay, so and that's why there's chemicals and fluoride and cancer-causing material and this and antibiotics and all this shit pumped in all of our food because it makes us sick when we eat those things, but we'd also get sick if they weren't in those things, you know, because, you know, you might have a lot of people that say, well, we wouldn't be getting sick if it wasn't in there. In theory, you're right. We wouldn't be getting sick if it wasn't in there, but we would be getting even sicker if they weren't in there because the living conditions. Now, if you go over to England, they don't have to do all that stuff, all right? And they have free-range cows and they better living conditions. So you can, you know, go and drink the raw milk there. You can go and, you know, the eggs don't even have to be refrigerated there. You can go and eat like that over there. But in Babylon, if you look at these dairy farms, man, they're disgusting, man. They're nasty. They're living in shit, piss, and filth, okay? And, you know, again, that's Esau is so wicked, going back to their wickedness. All right. No one as profane as Esau. They're just so extremely wicked and vile. And they just try to pass the blame on to us. They're the ones that are doing that. You're the one. The earth is given in the hand of the wicked. You can't say that we made this place wicked when the earth is not given into our hand. Okay? You're the one. If I'm the one coloring. If I'm the one that's doing a coloring book, and I bought the crayons and everything, all right, and I fuck it up, and I fuck it up, you can't say that it was somebody else. Well, I'm the one that messed it up, right? So I would have to take the blame for the one messing that coloring book up. But Esau doesn't take the blame. They have no accountability. Okay, so they'll fuck the coloring book up and say someone else did it. Well, it's your coloring book. It's your coloring book. It's been given to you. You chose everything about it. So if it's fucked up, that's kind of on you now, isn't it? What? That's you, and it's the Lord that's doing that, through you, because He's leading you to your destruction, man. And you're vile. You're viler than the earth. And now, going back, he was talking about, and I don't even want this in my search history, so I'm going to open up a incognito tab. He was talking about naturism. All right? Now, naturism, and I can't really show too much of this, okay? Because it is, I'm going to check the page. Give me a minute. I'll be right back, Lord willing. All right. So there are some things on the page. I can't really scroll, but I can leave it right here. And you can see it's Edomites. Okay, you can see it's Edomites. So, naturism, all right, is a lifestyle of practicing non-sexual social nudity in private and in public. The word also refers to the cultural movement which advocates and defends that lifestyle. Both may alternately be called nudism. Okay, nudists. And what is this? They live their life naked. They want to walk around naked, okay, like cave beasts, because that's how they did it then. That's what they want to do. Now, we're not supposed to be doing that. We're supposed to be being clothed, okay? But these devils are walking around naked, okay? And Adam and Eve walked around naked. Adam and Eve did walk around naked before they had the, those ideologies of, basically what came to be worldliness, all right, and wickedness, all right, put into their mind, and then that's when they found out they were naked. They didn't really know what nakedness was before that, okay? So they wouldn't have known. They weren't in the wrong for that because they didn't know what it was, okay? So, and even, I'm naked. How do you know you're naked? How do you know? What did you do? Messing around with those doctrines? You messing around with the serpent? How'd you know? All right, and that's when nakedness became a thing, and then they had to be clothed. So it says, though the two terms are broadly interchangeable, nudism emphasizes the practice of nudity, whilst naturism highlights the attitude favoring harmony with nature and respect of the environment into what the practice is integrated. You hate the fucking environment. You hate it. You hate it. You just want to be naked. You want to walk out and cock and balls out. That's what you want to do. That's all you want to do because you're an Edomite cave beast. Okay? So I'm not going to really read too much on this. And if you scroll down, there's naked families and everything. It's just awful. It's an awful, awful situation. And so, yeah, we're not going to touch too much on it. So I'm going to close out of that. Boom. And now, so that's these devils. He's a naturalist. All right, a naturalist. No, you're just a cave beast. You want to walk around naked. There's one thing, if you were saying you wanted to walk around and naked when nobody's around, yeah, whatever. Go be freaky by yourself. But that's not naturalism. Going to your job and busting a fat one, all right, on one of your employees, and while you're open in business hours. Like what the hell, E? You're really losing your goddamn mind. You really are losing it. Okay, you're out of it. You used to be able to hold back some of that wickedness to the general public, but you're really being revealed, man. You're really being revealed. And it's great, man. Call all you Halbash Meow Shy for it. And like the brother says, but black men are the sexual deviants. No, it's you. It's always been you. Okay? It's always been you. You and always you. And anytime Jake does that shit, well, where do you think they learned it from? All right? Where do you think they learned it from? Okay? You were the one that basically brought them up in this Edomite society, all right, buck breaking and motherfucking and all that type of stuff, and assimilating them, all right, into your culture, all right. So where would they have learned that from? You're the one who does it, okay? It's like having, you basically have a child. Where'd you learn this behavior from? You taught them, right? That's who you learned it from. Bear with me, it's dark in here. Hey Google. Hey Google, turn on my light. All right, so yeah, man, these devils, they basically taught Jake, made him forget all the biblical stuff, made him forget who they are, all right, and taught him all these things. Now look at this filthy, vile creature. Where did he learn these things? Where did he learn these things? From you, devil, all right? And now when we come back into learning who we are and we put those things off, now you call us a racist. We just can't win, can we? Not with you, all right? So Nahum 3-1, all right? And this is why we got to get the hell out of here. It's actually not going to be in here. Just realized that. Yeah, it is. Sakia. Nahum, yeah. For some reason, I was thinking Apocrypha. Nahum 3-1. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. And that's how it is in the society, man. This place is full of lies and robbery, and the prey, Jacob, all right, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans just don't want to leave. They want to stay here. They love it here, okay? They want to bask in the fruits of wickedness, okay? And they don't want to leave, even though everything's a lie. They know you're violent, and they're violent people, you know, and they're dumb. They're very dumb and violent and sexually deviant and blah, 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 blah. But you just don't want to leave. You want to keep on keeping on in this wicked-ass society, don't you? You love it here. You love it here, all right? So let's go and get Job 13-4. Getting to the, close to the 50-minute mark. So I'm gonna be closing out here because we only got a couple ones anyway, and they're shorter ones. And but I didn't even know if it was gonna take this long. Anyway, honestly, I thought it was gonna be shorter, but I don't mind. Job 13-4, it says, "But ye are forgers of lies." Speaking of Esau. "Ye are forgers of lies, you're all physicians of no value." Now, there's a couple things here. Forgers of lies. So forging means to make, all right, to create. If you look up the term forge, all right, like to forge in a fire, all right, to forge. Okay, to forge means to make or shape, all right, a metal object by heating it in a fire. In this case, you would build, to create, all right, to create something. You build, you establish, you set up, you create, you form, you make. All right, you make lies up, all right, you lie. All right, as Elder Manat Zakba from GMS South Carolina would say, you lied about the lies that you lied about. Okay, that's what you lie. You're a liar. Okay, you're forgers of lies. You make them. You're hammering out lies in your press. All right, and you got a printing press. Well, you got a lie press, and you're hammering them out. All right, here's a new lie. Put this lie out. Put that lie out. Put this lie out. Here, put that lie out. Lie this. Here, this is a lie for Fox. This is a lie for CBS. This is a lie for CNN. Here, put this lie on there. That's New York Times. Lie on that. Here, lie on this. Here, lie on this show. Lie on this book. Lie on this game. All right, lie over here. Lie over there. That's what they do, man. That's what they do. They're forgers of lies. And the other thing, all right, I said there's two things of note in the scripture. You're all physicians of no value. Now, a physician is a medical practitioner, okay? They are medical practitioners of no value. They're useless, all right? Because, going back to that, and I'm going to have to make a lesson on that, Lord willing, probably soon. As a matter of fact, I'm going to just do a new text document here. Or as a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is do this and just do natural medicine. All right, natural medicine lesson. John D. Rockefeller, something like that. Yeah. Because I want to, maybe I'll do that tomorrow, Lord willing. Because I want to talk about that. Because that's what they've done. They've taken all the natural medicines, and we mentioned that earlier. They take all those natural medicines and they replace them with poisonous chemicals. Okay, and they call that healthy, and it ain't healthy. Okay, it's not healthy at all. All right, I don't even and taking vitamins and all those different types of things. Those vitamins those aren't even real vitamins that you get in the bottles. All right, you says vitamin E, vitamin C, vitamin D. All right, multivitamin. Those are all lab synthesized chemicals. Okay, they're a vitamin, but they're synthesized. They're not like the vitamin C you get from an orange. All right, it's not like the potassium you get from a banana. Okay, it's synthesized. It's chemically processed and chemically synthesized. Okay, and actually those synthesized vitamins is actually what started paved the road for modern day medicine as it is. Okay, with vitamin C, I believe, being the first synthesized vitamin. Okay, but they couldn't necessarily patent a vitamin, so they had to make medicines, chemicals out of it, and call it by vitamin Cetaphil, all right, or different things like that. Now you can patent that, okay? Put a couple other things in it, all right, and now you got yourself a medicine. Sure, it'll make you sick, but it'll boost your immune system at the same time. It's ridiculous, man. And I'm not saying that all vitamins that come in bottles are bad. You know, I've used, you know, I use all the stuff I use is natural. You know, that's not really a vitamin per se. They have vitamins in it, but I've used, you know, bee pollen. All right, pressed pills of bee pollen. You can look up bee pollen tablets. Bee pollen tablets. All right, like a bee pollen supplement. All right, like these things. Mine aren't usually like that. I get the ones from Sprouts. And they're little actual tablets. I believe these are the ones, you can see them. They look like little tabs. Vegetarian tablets. Make sure, you know, if it's something you know, if you're, you know, not every brother does it, but, you know, gelatin a lot of time has pork in it, but, you know, that's between you and the Most High. At the end of the day, you can't eat pork, but some brothers don't really trip on gelatin all too much, but if it says beef, bovine gelatin, that's beef, you can have that, or tilapia gelatin, that's fish, you can have that. I stay away from gelatin personally. All right, that's me and my household. We stay away from that because I don't know, it just don't feel right. But yeah, you can get fresh bee pollen like this and chew it however you want to do it. I take some of that sometimes. I ran out of it. I don't have it, but when I'm not feeling well, or if you're trying to like boost your immune system, you don't want to get sick. If people are sick around you, I take some of that. And I take, they have the same one, just rosemary pills. All right. And those ones look like, you know, the big old horse pills. All right. Like this, they come in a pill like that. Make sure it's gelatin. All right. 100% vegetable capsules. That's fine. And, yeah, man, you just do it like that. I take some rosemary and a pill like that. Sometimes, again, I'm out of that, I think. And I'll do that. And then I'll take elderberry. All right. Elderberry supplements. And you can get that in a gummy or however you want to do it. A lot of time that has vitamin C and zinc and some other stuff in it too, but you know, that's again synthesized chemical. But that's the only time I ever really take those synthesized chemicals is when it's in an elderberry chew. But you can also get what I used to do. I don't know if they still have it, but you can go to Sprouts or another health food store. You can actually just get the elderberries. Make sure they've been cooked before, because raw elderberry will actually make you sick. It'll give you a stomach ache really bad. So you have to cook them. And then after that, you can, after they're cooked, they, you know, wrinkle all up, they scribble all up, and then you can put those in like a tea. You can cook them down into a tea, and then, you know, drink it that way. A good thing to add into that is ginger, turmeric, all right, and, you know, basically like a big old flu shot. Bam, some ginger. All right, I don't know if I said ginger. Ginger, cinnamon, rosemary, all right, lavender is really good for headache, and peppermint. All right, that's a good tea mix you can do. And it's gonna taste herbal. All right, it'll taste herbal. All right, be careful on the turmeric too. The turmeric ain't gonna make the taste too good. All right, at the end of the day, if you want it to taste good, leave the turmeric out. But turmeric, and just take a shot of turmeric later. You know, or they have pre-built immune boost shots or health or gut shots you can get at the health food stores. I recommend, you know, you brothers and sisters, you know, try those things out. They're good for you. So, yeah, man, but getting back on a topic. So I do want to get back, and we'll talk more about that, Lord willing, tomorrow, if I make it, tomorrow, Lord willing, or whenever the Spirit's on me to do it, Lord willing. So we'll talk more about that later, Lord willing. But, yeah, so let's get back on topic. I only got, you know, 2 more scriptures to get, you know, after this one more. And then we're going to go ahead and close out. We're probably approaching the hour mark. And, you know, I like to have mine around the hour. Yeah, 48 minutes. I like to keep mine around the hour mark. So Proverbs 10:9, it says, "He that walketh uprightly walketh surely, but he that perverteth his ways shall be known." And Esau is being known, man. And they're being revealed. All right, the dirt is coming out on them, and they don't like it. Okay, and you know, while their society's still helping them out with, you know, allowing their license to just be suspended instead of canceled and banning you from practice, okay, they're still being revealed, and everyone's looking at this devil saying, "Ugh." You know, what a filthy beast, you know, and that's how it is, you know, and that they are filthy beasts, okay, and it's going to be revealed. Luke 12:2, "For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness, right, shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear in closet shall be proclaimed upon the housetops." spoken as well as done as well. Okay, spoken and done as well. And anything that you do in secret or say in secret, you know, you Jakes as well. All right, you know, you're in this truth and secretly you're eating pork chops. You're doing pork chop Friday. All right, that's going to be, you know, brought to someone's attention at some point in time. You're going to slip up. The Lord's going to cause you to slip and reveal yourself. And the Lord's causing these devils right now to slip. Okay, and all those things, their shame is being revealed. You know, that litter box, all their shit, they tried to cover it up, all right, with dirt and sand. All those turds are being revealed, all right? And that's all their doctrines and who they are as a person, man. And they're wicked, all right? They're wicked, they're vile, and they're liars, man. And they have no accountability, but they're going to be held accountable, okay? When the Lord comes back, these devils are going to be messed up, and in the kingdom, they're going to be going into captivity. He that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. We can't wait for it, man. He loves to pass the blame, but we're coming to the time where all that blame is going to be shifted back onto you, the rightful bearer of that blame, okay? And you're going to be revealed. So with that, we're going to go ahead and close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Shalom, you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.